blustery afternoon it is too here in the northeast of England. Mirandinha, who's totally unpredictable, and Grobbelaar felt the force of the shot. Well, the Brazilian's future is somewhat clouded at St James's Park, but the big occasion often brings the best out of him. He hit that well. The bounce beating McMahon, O'Brien behind him, a touch from Aldridge and then from Rush. Whelan trying to thread the pass through, aim for Barnes. Roeder stepped in imperiously. Grobbelaar has lost it. Mirandinha's in here. A disaster for Bruce Grobbelaar. A triumph for Mirandinha. 3 minutes gone. The expression that says it all. Mirandinha poached the goal when Grobbelaar was really beaten by the curl and the pace on the ball, guilty of misjudgment. But Mirandinha was hoping for just such a slip and had kept running and got his reward. Great start for Newcastle. Well, Liverpool conceded 2 goals in the opening 14 minutes in their last away league game at Sheffield Wednesday, and haven't really learnt any lessons from it. So, he is the top scorer. He hasn't been a regular, but the player who got the winning goal in October at Anfield in a sensational victory has caused another sensation here. Well, surely the referee can't believe that Glenn Roeder's trying to waste time so early in the game. It was a slip by Anderson. Aldridge has a great chance to equalise, which he can't take, to the relief of Newcastle at the back, particularly Roeder and Anderson, who got it all wrong when Roeder was told by the referee to take the free kick quickly, and he slipped as he took it on this rather treacherous top. Mirandinha, who's always been temperamental as well as talented in his own way, and he's got enough English about him now to be able to have a dialogue with the referee, and he'll probably understand the Scottish accent of Steve Nicol as well. Those are the two players having something of a dispute then. McCreary operating at right back, but making the error here. Aldridge has gone to the far post. It'll reach John Aldridge, who gets a second bite at it, and it's tucked away by Rush, and Liverpool are level with a scramble goal. Rush scores it. Aldridge was involved, although you could hardly say that he deliberately made it, and it all stemmed really from McCreary losing out to Barnes, and Newcastle couldn't repair the damage. Aldridge had a very good chance, lost his footing, had a go the second time, and it came to Rush, and that instinct around goal is very sharp at the moment. And that's 1-1 through Rush. So a goal apiece in the opening quarter of an hour, and how much that will dent the Newcastle self-belief remains to be seen. Rush scores for the 3rd game in a row and gets his 8th of the season. Pingel. This is Hendry through the centre, but Ablett got the header in first, but Hendry was trying to set up Pingel then. with the bright idea, and Newcastle might get something yet, because Liverpool couldn't get it away, and Grobbelaar has the save from John Hendry. And when the attempt at creativity at the layoff from Hendry didn't really come off, it was encouraging for Newcastle that they kept on battling. Hendry in the end was able to get in the shot. Rush has pulled out of the middle. Nicol gets the cross in. In fact, it was more of a little pass aimed into space that he hoped Houghton would fill. Gain of wind-assisted clearance by Wright. Mirandinha! Oh, and Grobbelaar didn't even move to try and make a diving save. It was a stupendous shot. Listen to the reception it gets. On the half volley, it swerved, and Grobbelaar thought it was going wide. It did, but to the other side of the goal, off the inside of the post. Whelan. Burrows on the gallop again. And a lot of different Newcastle faces have come across to try and get tackles in. That time it was Brock. It was the final act of a first half in which we've seen the best of Mirandinha. A third-minute goal and one of the shots of the season which hit the post. Ian Rush, though, equalised for Liverpool after 15 minutes. Newcastle play into the wind and rain in the second half. And Bruce Grobbelaar will be able to kick the ball long if he chooses to do so, which he doesn't at the moment. Roda. You can't really overemphasise what a win over Liverpool would mean to Newcastle in their situation. They certainly play with enough verve to suggest that it is possible. But deep down, you believe really the odds are that Liverpool will take charge in the second half. The flag is up for offside against Nicol, who crossed the ball, not against John Aldridge, who was trying to turn it in. Kenny Dalglish watching from the standing position down on the touchline. No sign of Peter Beardsley moving from the dugout onto the field yet. McMahon. Booted away by Roda, one for Pingel to chase. Now, he says he's quicker than Mulvey. We'll see. Mulvey just jockeys and holds him up. Hendry, this is Liam O'Brien, and that's the outside of the goal, and it's a corner. Just one ball from the back, hammered long by Roda. Caught Liverpool in a difficult position then. Pingel played in the cross, having decided not to take Mulvey on. Brock with the corner. Roda right in there, and it's gone off the back of the head of Pingel, I think. It's his first goal in England. What a time to get it. What opposition to get it against. Grobbelaar came, but it was Pingel who met it. And on the line behind Grobbelaar, they couldn't keep it out. Kevin Brock's expertise at the dead ball, conspicuous again. Newcastle are back in front. They scored 3 minutes into the first half to go 1-0 up. It's 2-1 5 minutes into the second half. Newcastle must keep their concentration. Pingel's head will be buzzing. A thrilling moment for him. His first goal of the season. It's his first season here. His first goal for Newcastle. And it's 2-2 through John Aldridge, and what a header to reply with. And Newcastle yet again failed to hold the lead. The smiles are back on Liverpool faces, and it was a terrific flick from John Aldridge. From Whelan's whipped ball in. The wind is immediately taken out of the sails of Jim Smith's team. It's quite a game though. Pingel. Newcastle won a penalty. They're not going to get it. Hendry fell into the area. Robbie Hart said no. So for to take it up for Liverpool. Well, Aldridge has now scored for the fourth game in a row, and it's the third consecutive match in which Rush and Aldridge have scored for Liverpool. But in the turnabout of events, straight away after Aldridge's equaliser, Newcastle wanted a penalty, but Hendry seemed to die, for my money, against Burrows. Have Newcastle got the stamina to come again? Have they got the heart for it? Mirandinha, Mulvey and Grobbelaar, all the central players in that little act. Mirandinha looking to be cast as the hero. 18 minutes into the second half, to a chorus of boos from the fans that used to cheer him. Peter Beardsley comes on, and he has replaced Steve McMahon. The reason Beardsley has been out of the side, one of the reasons anyway, is that he hasn't scored in his last 15 appearances. Can Peter Beardsley inspire his present employers to a win against the club that he valued so highly when he played here, and indeed used to support as a boy? Football has no place for sentiment though, or so the professionals tell you, at least on the field. It'll be interesting to see just how Beardsley is accommodated. But a draw isn't really good enough for Liverpool at this stage of the season. Hendry, the ricochet comes to Mirandinha. A lot of Newcastle players in the centre. Mirandinha, who is guilty of overindulgence on his own play, possibly had the same charge, a familiar one, levelled against him then. We're into the last minute. Whelan. Four Liverpool players in the centre. Barnes. Whelan half winning it back. And possibly Newcastle can break. Hendry, if they've got the energy to do it. Brock. Mirandinha. It's a great ball for John Hendry. It's round Grobbelaar. It's a difficult angle. And he couldn't squeeze it in. What a finish that would have been. Grobbelaar, who will take a share of the blame for both goals, did well here though, because he forced Hendry wide. This is the angle Hendry had, and that's how far away he was.